The Hill United Chiefs are back on Softball Premier TV, and they find themselves on this Saturday afternoon in hot Oklahoma City here at Devon Park in a winner's bracket semifinal against JDT First Energy in what will be the third meeting of these two teams during the course of the 2025 season. Hill United in a hard-fought opening game yesterday as they downed the Pueblo Bandits by a score of 4-3, while two victories required so far by JDT. Their most important victory came in their second game when they downed, in a way, the rival Bear Creek Express yesterday by a score of 6-4. The two teams have split their first two meetings. JDT First Energy, in their first year of existence, downed the Hill United Chiefs 3-2 in Mitchell, Ontario on June the 13th. However, some revenge was gained by Hill United on their way to winning the Kitchener-Pullman tournament at the end of June with a 12-5 victory. Marco Diaz gets the ball. Came on in relief for the last couple of innings yesterday. Did not give up a run or a hit. And the Chiefs' star pitcher, arguably the hardest thrower on the planet, delivers a strike to a newcomer, JD Torres, who's from the Dominican Republic. He's 2 for 6 here at the USA Softball Men's Major National Championship. More impressively was his work recently in Prince Albert for the Dominican Republic at the World Cup. He led that entire tournament in hitting. He went 9 for 13, 4 multi-hit games, a batting average of .692, and is in the designated player role to begin the game. This is a tester for Shane Boland, who fires across the diamond to get the first out of the game. So JD Torres, who was not a member of JDT in either of the first meetings, as you look at Boland ranging a step to his right and a strong throw to get Torres with the first out of the game. And here is Canadian national team member Jordan Pomeroy. Pomeroy has hit the Chiefs well in 2 games. He's 4 for 6, and this ball just bounds foul. An awfully important contest on the road to trying to win this USA Softball Men's Major National Championship title. Marco Diaz, 6-2 on the year. He's thrown 55 in a third innings, an earned run average of .276, 93 strikeouts, has walked 17, and dials it up for a strike on Jordan Pomeroy, the 25-year-old from Placentia, Newfoundland. He is 2 for 8 at this competition with a double and 2 runs batted in. And Diaz with a drop just outside, setting the defense for Hill United today. The battery, Diaz, the veteran Bruno Matroni behind home plate. In the outfield, Nick White in left, Brad Ezekiel in center, Alan Pecker in right field. Blake Hunter is at third. Shane Boland, the shortstop. Lenny Viavazzo, who has returned this weekend after missing 6 weeks plus due to injury. And at first today is Pipolo Lopez, who returns to the lineup. He did not participate in the game yesterday versus Pueblo. And Pipolo has had an excellent start to 2025. The 2-2, and it is a dynamite changeup. Maybe one of the best I've witnessed Marcus throw all year long. Marco Diaz with a terrific changeup to get Jordan Pomeroy. Absolutely pulled the string. And when you throw in the neighborhood of anywhere between 83 and 87 miles an hour, and you come back with that pitch, you can be absolutely unhittable. And Diaz is firing. I thought yesterday was as hard as I have ever seen him throw in any game that I've witnessed in the last couple of years. And I think I saw 87 register on the gun as he comes way in to center fielder Scott Patterson. Patterson from Australia, a member of their national team. He's 3 for 6 against Hill United this year with a home run and 4 runs batted in. And Diaz on the outer half of the plate pours home another strike. So Marco Diaz looking to be at his best this weekend, and then starting next weekend when the main event, the ISC World Tournament, begins in Mankato, Minnesota. And we'll have all the Chiefs games for you and many others, I might add, from the ISC World Tournament starting next Saturday. Diaz comes up and in on Patterson, who's able to foul it away. Scott is 3 for 8 here in Oklahoma City. He's homered and driven in a run. That home run and run batted in came in the 6-4 victory yesterday over the Bear Creek Express. And Diaz just missing with a drop outside that time. Marco did take the loss in a pitcher's type duel June 13th against Devin McCullough, who will get the ball again today for JDT. No surprise. So the 2-out pitch, and again Patterson able to stay alive as he sprays this one down the first base side. Patterson was 3 for 16 for Australia at the Men's World Cup. 2 home runs and 5 runs batted in at that competition. And a former member of the Hill United Chiefs back in 2023. High fly ball. It is carrying, and it is going to go. A home run by Scott Patterson. Is that ball? Wind is a factor today. It is a lot windier on this Saturday than it was certainly yesterday. And Scott Patterson takes Marco Diaz out of the yard to right. Did not necessarily sound or look like it would go that far when it left the bat, but it most certainly did. And it's 1-0 for JDT. And here's Colin Walsh from Petty Harbor, Newfoundland, the 31-year-old. He's 0 for 3 at this event. All 3 of the at-bats came in the win over the Bear Creek Express, who he formerly played with. On one hop to Lenny Viavazzo, and that'll end the inning. However, Scott Patterson has opened the scoring for JDT First Energy with a solo homer. Hill United coming to bat when we return to Oklahoma City and D number 3 of the USA Softball Men's Major Fast Pitch National Championship. JDT First Energy leads it at beautiful Devon Park. Spectacular diamond for this sport of fast-pitch softball. And Hill United will send this group to home plate today, and not a lot of changes from the lineup that was batting in the triumph over the Pueblo Bandits. Shane Boland, who homered in the game yesterday, will lead things off, and he'll do so against Canadian national team teammate Devin McCullough. And the reason, a big part of why JDT First Energy won the first game between these two teams back on June 13th was the outstanding work of McCullough. In that game, 7 innings, gave up 2 runs, 4 hits, and struck out 15 Hill United Chiefs in the game. And he starts Shane Boland with a changeup for a strike, the 34-year-old captain of the Chiefs. And the more time I spend around this group, the more understanding of what Shane means to the team in so many different ways. He is a tremendous leader and an even better person. Batting .347 on the season with 3 doubles, 2 home runs. The one came yesterday, and 8 runs batted in. Off the end of the bat, and no trouble for McCullough to record out number 1. Devin was not at his best for Canada, and it was tough. I want to be crystal clear on this point. It, again, was by and large an entire tournament where the best batters in the world dominated the best pitchers. Maybe unlike any other world championship ever. The one that just came to an end last Sunday in Prince Albert, Saskatchewan, Canada. Never seen anything like it, and have been following this game at a high level for a long, long time, especially on the international scene. As Bradley Ezekiel, a rare hitless game for Brad yesterday. He went 0 for 4 in the win over the Pueblo Bandits, and maybe only the third time in the 50-plus times that I have watched Brad play the sport over the years that he didn't record a hit. 403 on the season for Ezekiel. And looks at an inside pitch for a strike. Brad has 8 multi-hit games this year, 9 multi-run batted in games, and is hitting .444 coming into the weekend with runners in scoring position. A changeup that he waited on, hit it hard, and forced Patterson to go all the way back, and even needed a bit of a jump to haul it in to record the out against Ezekiel. And when Devin McCullough's changeup is at its best, it is an absolute pitching weapon for him. So well hit, but for an out by Ezekiel. And now in the designated player role today and batting in the 3 spot is Tony Gonzalez, the 35-year-old from Tijuana in Mexico. Hitting .296 on the year. He's 16 for 54 with a double, 3 home runs, and 12 runs batted in. Looking for his first hit here in Oklahoma City. And ranging is Justin Liskowski. He bounced it. And Colin Walsh over at first was unable to scoop it. And the sure-handed third baseman, Justin Liskowski from Warman, Saskatchewan, is upset at himself. He made a really nice play to range towards the hole to field the ball and then short-hopped Colin Walsh. And Tony Gonzalez is the first base runner for Hill United on the air. And here's the 39-year-old veteran catcher, Bruno Matroni. And Matroni, a mighty cut at the rise ball offered up by Devin McCullough, whose nickname is Devo. Bruno was on base 3 times yesterday in the game against Pueblo. He walked every single time that he reached base. So does not have an official at-bat at this USA Softball National Championship event. Bruno's batting .375 on the season, in which Hill has posted a record of 17-5. A much shortened 2025 for all these major teams as a result of the extra international competitions, as in the World Cup, and then the upcoming World Games in China. Matroni gets around on the inside pitch, but pulls it foul. Bruno is 2 for 5 this year in the 2 games against JDT First Energy, and was a first-team All-Star at this event 1 year ago in Rockford, Michigan, where the Hill United Chiefs finished 3rd. The change is down and away from McCullough. So Scott Patterson with a solo homer in the first has JDT in front of the Chiefs in this all-important winners bracket semifinal game. The road gets more difficult for the loser of this one. Off the end of the bat, and Dallas Kipfer avoids the runner, stays with the ball to end the bottom of the first. 1-0 JDT on this hot Saturday in Oklahoma City.
Hey everyone, I'm Amanda Loren from the women's national team. My journey as a female athlete started when I was 5 years old, just a crazy kid with a lot of energy. My parents put me in softball to hopefully channel some of that energy positively, and I just absolutely fell in love with competing and being around friends and learning, and I'm just so thankful that they put me in softball because the love has grown from there. Some barriers that I've faced from being a female athlete is feeling like I'm one of the ones at the top of my game, but not feeling like we can really build a living off of that. So having to juggle some different jobs to keep training and trying to stay at the best of my sport while trying to make my it. It's so cool to be passionate and keep getting after it.
Marco Diaz has given up a home run. It has been the way the opponent has scored against the Chiefs, by and large, in this tournament. The Pueblo Bandits hit a couple of home runs as they battled back from 4-0 down to make it quite an ending yesterday. As Diaz, who throws 61+% first pitch strikes, misses to USA national teamer Jonathan Lynch, who leads things off for JDT. And this is a mile in the air towards Nick White. Glasses on, and you take a peek at what the wind is doing. It's gusting in terms of looking out at the flags, but again, that ball seemed to carry. But 4 and out, and there's one away here in the second. Nick White, by the way, corrected me last night at dinner. This is his 3rd year with the Chiefs, and certainly his most prominent year where he has played the most and contributed the most, the young 21-year-old outfielder. Justin Laskowski, the batter, 3 for 6 here in the first 2 games in Oklahoma City, and he had a quality cut and knew he had a good pitch to hit. You could just flat out tell by his reaction. The 27-year-old from Warman, Saskatchewan, and has hit well against the Chiefs in the first 2 games. He's 3 for 6 with a double and a run batted in. And just sends his bat out over the plate to foul that off. For Marco Diaz, I believe just the 7th home run he has given up this year with the Chiefs. Does not include anything internationally. And there's the marvelous changeup again. Second strikeout, and in both cases for Marco, who's up to 95 strikeouts on the season, they both come on the changeup, but this time he gets Justin Leskowski with it. And another USA national team member in shortstop, Braden Ducharme, who is from Hudson, Wisconsin. Did not play a lot for Team USA in their bronze medal winning effort at the World Cup. Just 2 at-bats officially. He was 0 for 2. He is 1 for 5 in this competition and is hit. And Marco Diaz is not a pitcher you want to get hit by. As Ducharme from Hudson, Wisconsin will look to shake that off. He has great speed. As a pitch gets away from Marco Diaz, who has pitched a lot this season, not just with Hill United, but star pitcher with the USA national men's team. Also participated prior to the start of the Hill season in a number of other events with some other teams. And that is absolutely the case with a lot of star pitchers. Jack Besgrove of the Bear Creek Gremlins would be another. And Diaz finds the bottom part of the strike zone against Dallas Kipfer. Kipfer, an ex-member of the Bear Creek Express, is Scott Cornelius. The owner of JDT also owns the Bear Creek Express and now the Bear Creek Gremlins. So he is operating 3 teams in 2025. It'll be interesting to see if that continues in the year 2026. Dallas is from Kitchener, Ontario. He's 25. He'll turn 26 on the 5th of August. He had a home run against his old team, the biggest blow of the game yesterday, a 3-run shot in the 6-4 win over the Express. 0 for 3 against Hill United. All 3 of those at-bats came in Hill's 12-5 win on June 28th. And Kipfer, a confident swing at the Diaz pitch that time. So JDT First Energy strikes first on Scott Patterson's home run. Kipfer went around. He didn't think so, but the home plate umpire most certainly did. So a couple of strikeouts for Diaz. JDT leaves a runner, and Hill United coming to bat in the bottom of the second in this winner's bracket semifinal game at the USA Softball Men's Major National Championship in Devon Park. A 1-0 lead for JDT First Energy. Hill United looking for their first hit of the game off Devin McCullough. They did leave a runner on base after JDT committed an error in the bottom of the first inning. And here's second baseman Lenny Villavazo, the 26-year-old from Mexico. He delivered a base hit yesterday in the 4-3 win over the Pueblo Bandits. He's 0 for 2, played in just one of the two games against JDT and was hurt in Hill United's next game in that tournament versus the Northeast Drillers back on June the 14th, and has been out of action ever since until the weekend, as in this weekend. Looking to get Hill on the right track is McCullough with that bread and butter pitch, the changeup. Villavazo on the year is 4 for 16. He's homered and driven in 5. And a quality piece of hitting. Keeps the hands back long enough and then able to just drive through a good changeup again from McCullough. You cannot execute as a batter much better than Lenny Villavazo just did on that at-bat to provide the first hit of the afternoon for the Chiefs. Third baseman Blake Hunter. Hunter just had a sensational World Cup for Canada. 8 for 14, 2 doubles, 2 home runs. Led the entire tournament in runs batted in with 11. Was 0 for 2 yesterday against Pueblo, and looking to change that story on this Saturday. Blake's batting .395 in 2025 for the Chiefs. He's 15 of 38 with 3 doubles, 2 home runs, and 14 runs batted in. And one of his best games, in fact, his best game of the year came against JDT in Kitchener. As they ask, and our first base umpire says he did not go around. Now, in that game, the 12-5 win for the Chiefs, the damage came against Riley Mannion, not Devin McCullough. But in that game, Blake Hunter went 2 for 3, 2 for 4 in that game, in fact, with a home run and 5 runs batted in. And he draws a no-out walk. So the Chiefs have something going in the second. For right fielder, 26-year-old Alan Pecker. .333 for last year's star on Championship Saturday at the ISC World Tournament. What a Saturday he had. Looked like he would drop down a bunt, pulled back his bat. Allen's hitting .333 this season for the Chiefs. He's 16 for 48, 2 doubles, 2 triples, 2 home runs, and 11 runs batted in. He was 1 for 3 with a run batted in yesterday in the 4-3 triumph over Pueblo. And interesting to see what Jeff Ellsworth, the head coach, as he goes through a series of signs, will give him with a count 1-1. There are options. Runs up in the box, but lays off. In this sport, you are always asked to bunt strikes. And Alan Pecker with a good eye that time to avoid trying to lay that down. represented Argentina in another World Cup. And looks at the rise ball, up and out of the zone that time. Allen was 5 for 16 in Prince Albert with a couple of home runs and 7 runs batted in. His big game there came against Canada. 2 for 3, 2 home runs, and 5 runs batted in on July the 10th. Change up, and he had a big rip at it. If you can sit on it and get it, which Alan Pecker nearly did, and he knew it too. Good early confrontation in this one. A winner's bracket semifinal. And McCullough with a rise ball that time, at least from my vantage point, gets Alan Pecker with an important strikeout, his first of the afternoon. And there's one away for 21-year-old Truro, Nova Scotia product, Nick White, and yes, his third, I repeat, third year with the Hill United Chiefs. Nick really coming into his own, batting .514 on the season for the Chiefs. He's 18 for 35. And so dangerous if he can put the ball in play to the left side of the diamond. As fast as anyone, I believe, in the sport today. And he would have some competition, but he's right up there. 2 for 2 in the win yesterday over Pueblo was Nick White. And he has some power as well. He's homered twice this year. And had a home run type swing, but missed on the Devin McCullough rise ball. His last home run came at the Chiefs Challenge back on June 22nd against the Ohsweken Redmen. Got a piece of that. So 1-0 JDT on the Scott Patterson home run with 2 outs in the first. And the Chiefs looking to draw even here in inning number 2. Diaz against McCullough. The pitching matchup we expected. The changeup misses out. Even when you don't score in this sport, quality at-bats so critical, forcing your opponent's pitchers to throw more pitches than they'd like to. Adds up. And McCullough with strike 3. He almost shook his head because of the delayed call from the home plate umpire. He thought it was a ball for just a half second and then saw the arm go up as it just caught the outside corner. So McCullough with 2 big strikeouts after a hit and a walk to begin the inning. And now, first baseman Pipolo Lopez, the 31-year-old from Mexico, batting .435 this season, 4 doubles, a triple, 3 home runs, and 14 runs batted in. And when these two teams met June 28th, he homered and drove in 2 in that game. And Devin McCullough with good location on that pitch. Lopez on the year hitting .400 with runners in scoring position. He'd like to add to that total right here. On the ground, the bounder to Ducharme, and the inning over. So McCullough in some trouble early in the inning, but able to battle his way out of it. It remains 1-0 JDT First Energy here at Devon Park in Oklahoma City. Great shot from our center field camera. Looking up, you see Devon Park. And just in chatting with players and coaches yesterday after the game versus Pueblo, in regards to this diamond, its surface, the facilities, as good as it gets in the sport. I don't think there's any doubt about it. There's Diaz with another changeup. This one to Cameron Watts. He's a member of New Zealand's national team. They ended up winning the silver medal, losing in the gold medal game to Venezuela. An unlikely champion when that 8-team tournament began in Prince Albert. Cameron Watts, 31 years of age. He's 0 for 3 so far in this event in Oklahoma City. And Diaz says, that one's on me. And it had some interesting movement on it. The rise ball is the pitch that Marco continues to work at in terms of improving his command of it. There's not an issue with velocity, the drop, his ability to work balls to both sides of the plate. And the changeup today has been devastating on a couple of occasions. Like the weather, that was red hot. And it's strikeout number 4 of the afternoon for Diaz. The 23-year-old from Ensenada, Baja California. That's where he calls home. The top of the order, Engendry Torres, a newcomer for this weekend's event. I don't know if he will participate for JDT First Energy at the ISC World Tournament. Torres grounded out to Shane Boland to open the game. And Diaz, the pitch framed for a long time by Bruno Matroni, and he continues to chat with the home plate umpire. Same location, better result for Marco. Ball and 2 strikes to Torres with 1 out in the 3rd. And Diaz looked like he almost overthrew that pitch, and even the motion that he shows on his way back into the circle would tell you that's the case. Torres, a A .692 batting average for the Dominican at the Men's World Cup to lead all hitters in that category, and he has drawn a walk with one out in the top of the third. The first walk issued by Marco Diaz today. He did hit a batter in the last inning. And here's Jordan Pomeroy. The strike to the Newfoundlander. He's now 2 for 9 in this competition, the USA Softball Men's Major National Championship. Bruno Matroni calls a fabulous game behind home plate. Haven't really had a chance to chat with him about this, but he is a sports reporter back home in Argentina. On the ground, Villavazo for one. Boland not in time. Well executed, attempted a double play. But Pomeroy, who can scoot, gets down the line quickly and avoids being doubled up. Hard hit ball. And a perfect transfer from Villavazo to Boland. And there's 2 away. And the gentleman who is the difference maker in the game, Scott Patterson, homered to right field in the first inning. And he's asking home plate umpire Torres where that pitch was. Scott's now 4 for 9 in Oklahoma City, 2 home runs and 2 runs batted in. He's homered in back-to-back games. He hit one yesterday in the win over the Bear Creek Express. So Diaz looking to retire Patterson, and Patterson will not allow it. That off the end of the bat, and it will leave runners at the corners. Patterson just throws his bat out at this late and gets a good result. When you are going well as a hitter, those are the type of things that occur. He fought that off. And he's 2 for 2. And Colin Walsh, the Canadian national team member from Petty Harbor, Newfoundland, is the batter. So Patterson, the damage doer, if you will, in the game so far. JDT has 2 hits. He has both of them. As Diaz delivers in to Walsh. Jamie Simpson coaching over at third base. Goes through his series of signs, and Walsh had a mighty cut at that, but missed. And what looked to be a low drop from Marco Diaz. It is early, but this feels like a big moment. Boland on his knees, and the tag applied by Lopez to get Walsh. Fine work by Pipolo Lopez, as this is well struck off the bat. Boland from his one knee across the diamond, and Lopez has the presence to make the catch and deliver the inning-ending tag. File that play away as this game continues. A winner's bracket semifinal at the USA Softball Men's Major National Championship.
Hey everyone, I'm Amanda Loren from the women's national team. My journey as a female athlete started when I was 5 years old, just a crazy kid with a lot of energy. My parents put me in softball to hopefully channel some of that energy positively, and I just absolutely fell in love with competing and being around friends and learning, and I'm just so thankful that they put me in softball because the love has grown from there. Some barriers that I've faced from being a female athlete is feeling like I'm one of the ones at the top of my game, but not feeling like we can really build a living off of that. So having to juggle some different jobs to keep training and trying to.
Shane Boland as the Hill United Chiefs, and Boland has his first hit of the day as he takes Devin McCullough right back up the middle. Always interesting when you go through the order one time to see what type of adjustments both the batter and the pitcher will make. And Boland adjusts well. He's now 3 for 6 here in Oklahoma City this weekend. Brad Ezekiel yet to deliver a hit in his first 5 at-bats. You know that can't last a whole lot longer. I think one of the great all-time Canadian hitters. And generally at his best when games matter the most. He hit .500 for Canada at the World Cup. And shows a good eye to stay off of that pitch that was called outside. Second straight inning, the Chiefs start with a leadoff base hit. Unable to cash in the second. And McCullough falls behind Bradley Ezekiel. 3 balls and a strike. Ezekiel leads the Chiefs with home runs, has 9 and 22 runs batted in. He's going to walk. So the same sequence to begin inning number 3, a hit and a walk.
Number 2, Tony Gonzalez.
Is Tony Gonzalez, as that pitch is high. Will he be asked to lay down a bunt here? And does it well. Excellent sacrifice bunt off the bat of Tony Gonzalez. And it will tell you about the game from this standpoint. Runs might be at a premium. I know it's early, but it has that feel with Diaz and McCullough in their respective circles. So the sacrifice bunt and a gem from Gonzalez sets the table for Bruno Matroni. 1 out, runners at second and third. Change up at Kipfer. And Boland will be forced to remain at third. As Matroni grounds out on the changeup on the first pitch. Right at Kipfer, looks off the runner and goes to first. Lenny Villavazo, the batter. He does have one of the 2 Chiefs hits. Now with an opportunity to drive in a run or 2. Chiefs have left 3 runners on base so far in the game. McCullough's been able to work his way out. Almost hit Viavazo, who was leaning. And McCullough came up and in that time. And the noise escalates from both dugouts. Bottom of the third and a 1-0 JDT First Energy lead. Two balls and no strikes to the Hill United second baseman. Who missed a great deal of time this season with an injury. Had a big cut and a miss. On the drop ball from McCullough. McCullough receives the sign and misses high. A full count to Lenny Viavazo. 2 on, 2 out in the bottom of the third. Big pitch on its way. And it's ball 4. Gets away from the catcher, and it's going to allow Shane Boland to score. This one will require umpire attention. As Jamie Simpson came racing out of the JDT dugout. And Luciano, if I could get one more look at that, if that is possible. There's the umpire's huddle. Couldn't really tell without having an opportunity to see the entire pitch. Here is a much better look. Thank you. And the play will stand. So the issue for JDT, and I don't think there was any intention at all, but the ball went off of Viavazo's foot after he was walked. So the run would come home on a wild pitch, and we're tied at 1. That's maybe one of the oddest runs I've witnessed all season long. But the Chiefs will take it. They've tied the game. As Shane Boland heads up, saw the spill in and around home plate, and was able to race home for the game equalizer. And Blake Hunter. This would be a great time for his first hit in Oklahoma City. Led the entire Men's World Cup in runs batted in with 11. He walked in the second. Runners at first and second, and the game now tied. Change up is in the dirt, and nice work by catcher Cameron Watts to keep it in front of him. A good game on this Saturday afternoon. And Hunter tried to hit that to Norman. And missed on the high rise from McCullough, his Canadian national team teammate. Not today. Same spot. Same result. In this case, one would have to wonder or speculate if this sets the table for a change-up down and away. Not the case. Up and away. And the count is full. So the runners will be on the move with 2 out. And Hunter with an excellent eye, and McCullough mad. It's the third walk Devin McCullough has issued in this third inning. He walked Ezekiel, he walked Villavazo, which ended up turning into the tying run, and now Blake Hunter. And this is what the Chiefs do. This lineup just puts so much pressure on you inning after inning when they're at the top of their game. McCullough was able to strike out Alan Pecker in their first confrontation. He could use a similar fate this time. Pecker with the bases loaded, change up, and this will make its way into the stands. Huge spot for the Hill United Chief right fielder. And a gentleman on Championship Saturday at last year's ISC World Tournament in Surrey, British Columbia, had a day for the ages. 4 home runs in the 3 games as the Chiefs ran the table on their way to their 6th ISC World title. He homered 4 times, 2 in the championship game, and drove in 9 on the day. He was 6 for 9. And he had a mighty cut at the rise ball from McCullough, who is working this time after walking 3 batters in the inning from in front. In a 1-1 tie in this winner's bracket semifinal. The road becomes so much more difficult for the team that does not win this game. Pecker, this will be a difficult out. However, McCullough with a heads-up play to come to home. It's the only play he had. Heads up by the pitcher to end the inning. Well aware that he would have been far too off balance to get the speedy Hill United Chiefs right fielder. So the Chiefs literally scrap out a run, and we're tied at 1 after 3 at Devon Park in Oklahoma City. 1-1 here in this winner's bracket semifinal. In the other winner's bracket semifinal being played on diamond number 4, just adjacent at this great softball facility in Oklahoma City, which is also the home of the USA Softball Hall of Fame and the Women's College World Series. The Bear Creek Gremlins out in front of the Northeast Drillers by a count of 2-0 in that game. So we'll keep you abreast of that contest going on, and you can watch it on Softball Premier TV's YouTube channel as well. So if you like to flip back and forth, there's an opportunity to do that for you, as Jonathan Lynch leading off against Marco Diaz, who's thrown 53 pitches in the game, 33 of them for strikes. The only blemish, by and large, was the Scott Patterson solo home run with 2 out in the first. Jonathan Lynch has had a really good year. Fine tournament and a bronze medal winning effort for Team USA in Prince Albert, where he went 5 for 19. He homered twice and drove in 5. 3 for 7 on the year now, with a home run and 3 runs batted in against the Hill United Chiefs. 2 for 3 with a homer and 3 runs batted in a losing cause to the Chiefs in Kitchener at the Hallman Memorial Tournament, June 28th. And again, just throws the bat out at it and shakes out his hand a little bit. The outfielder from Cape Girardeau, Missouri, or Missouri, as the locals would say. So Diaz and McCullough, Chiefs and JDT in a good one. Bolin can't quite get to it. And Jonathan Lynch has his second hit of this USA Softball Men's Major National Championship. He's able to take the Diaz pitch.
Up to bat, number 19, Justin Leskowski.
More up the middle. Bolin gives it a great try. Can't get to it. So a leadoff base hit for Jonathan Lynch. And now Justin Leskowski, who squared, but takes for ball 1. Justin struck out versus Diaz back in inning number 2. Fouled away. Justin comes from a great family. I've had a chance to get to know them over the last number of years, and hello to them back in Saskatoon and area if they are watching today. Just a terrific family. His younger brother's a pretty good ball player too. Diaz finds the outside corner. Justin coming over this year after 2024 season with Circle Tap. The Dukes, unfortunately, were unable to continue in 2025, which is always sad when long-standing programs are not part of the club competition. Justin's also represented Canada on a number of occasions. And Diaz gets him this time with a high rise. Strikeout number 5 of the game for Diaz, and there's one away in the top of the 4th.
Number 10, Braden Ducharme.
Braden Ducharme. The shortstop, and he had a big rip. Braden was hit by a Marco Diaz pitch in the second. While it has been a well-pitched game, believe it or not, we have yet to watch a 1-2-3 inning. There have been 0 of those. And it's not going to happen in the 4th either, as Ducharme pounds that into the stands. It is such a warm day here. Feels like 34 Celsius. I am Canadian. However, in Fahrenheit, that is at about 91 or 92 degrees. As Bruno Matroni, because of the heat, gets a cold towel. And the facilities are so great here. There's fans in both respective dugouts, an opportunity to go into the locker room if need be. The air-conditioned locker rooms here to get some relief. One on. Lynch is a threat to run. He has good speed, as does the batter, Braden Ducharme. And Marco Diaz has not gone to it often, but when he has, that changeup has been top shelf.
Up to bat, number 2.
Of his 6 strikeouts, that's the 3rd time he's used it on the out pitch. He left that one up a little bit, but Ducharme not guessing that way. And now Dallas Kipfer. And Matroni asking about its location. That goes on a lot at this level. There aren't a lot of pitches sometimes where someone isn't asking. And Kipfer had a quality swing at that pitch. Dallas was part of the Canadian national men's team, not at the World Cup, but at a World Cup qualifier last summer in Prince Albert. Two balls and a strike to Dallas, the JDT second baseman. Could be a count where a steal or hit and run is on. Great drop ball. In a year where batting at the top level has dominated the pitching, not the case so far in this one. Marco Diaz finds a little extra again when he needed it. After issuing a leadoff hit to Jonathan Lynch, the next 3 batters go down all by way of strikeout. He's up to 7 in a 1-1 tie in this winner's bracket semifinal at the USA Softball Men's Major National Championship from Oklahoma City on the greatest place for softball you can find in streaming, Softball Premier TV. Nick White will lead things off. Won't turn 22 until the 4th of December in his 3rd year with the Chiefs. came up to me yesterday and said, "Hey, Peter, it's not my second year, it's my third. And while you try to prepare as hard as you can, I'm always happy to try my best to get it right." Nick White struck out versus Devin McCullough. And Nick playing even more now due to the very unfortunate injury to Quentin Bruce, a star outfielder with the team who hurt his ankle and really hurt his ankle. He's gone for the rest of the year. Got hurt in a game against Argentina playing for Canada at the World Cup. And Quentin had been absolutely on a roll for the last month. So a huge loss. And it means more opportunity for Nick White. And White pulls it, but foul. So Hill United with 2 hits in the game. JDT has 3. And it was an odd way to tie the game in the third, but it occurred, and the McCullough changeup is a dandy. Fooled Nick White.
Number 9, Pipilo Lopez.
Just the 3rd strikeout of the game, by my count, for McCullough, who had 15 strikeouts June 13th versus Hill United in a 3-2 win at a tournament in Mitchell, Ontario. This is crunched by Lopez, but again, foul. As he read the changeup perfectly, but just a little out in front. McCullough was absolutely sensational in the game on the Friday night of the tournament in Mitchell, Ontario. Comes back with some heat. And in this sport, velocity is one thing. Late movement, your ability to change speeds, to me, has never been more important in the men's game at the world-class level. And McCullough, in inning number 4, maybe looking at his best so far this afternoon.
Number 91, Shane Boland.
Shane Boland singled off of Devin McCullough. Ball hit directly right back up the middle. And Shane was able, on a heads-up running move, to tie the game. When Lenny Villavazzo was walked, the ball went off of catcher Cameron Watts, then off the foot of Villavazzo on his way towards first base, and it was sent far enough away from home plate to allow Shane Boland to score the game-tying run. Shane able to stay off that pitch. The captain of the Chiefs, and there really isn't much doubt about his leadership in any way, shape, or form. Longtime member of the Canadian national men's team. Just finished playing in his 4th consecutive World Cup or World Championship for Canada. Gets away from both McCullough and catcher Cameron Watts, who was not a part of this JDT group earlier in the year. But with players coming over for the World Cup, some have stayed and find themselves on key rosters. Boland carrying. It is gone. Shane Boland deep to center as it just continued to carry out his second hit of the afternoon. A home run. His third of the season for the Chiefs. And it's 2-1 for the reigning ISC World Champions. You knew he hit it well when it left the bat, but somewhat wind-aided on this Saturday and carries out of the yard. And the Chiefs have their first advantage of the afternoon. And Shane Boland now with back-to-back multi-hit games here in Oklahoma City. The captain is delivering. A massive hit in this one to this point for Shane Boland, who has 2 home runs here. His first at-bat yesterday against Pueblo left the yard as well. And McCullough shows his unhappiness with that call. Ezekiel flown out and walked today. The pride of Holyrood, Newfoundland. An 8-time All-World player at the ISC World Tournament. He was a second-team All-Star at this event last year, and this is up into the third deck area. Not quite. He'll be a Hall of Famer in 1 second when his career is over, but he's not showing any signs that he's ready to go away. He has had a spectacular 2025 and hit it well. Just missed his 10th home run of the year with the Chiefs. Thought it had a chance when it left the bat. And while the ball has carried well to center and right, almost looked like the wind may have hurt that ball. So Ezekiel just missed. Shane Boland did not. He's given the Hill United Chiefs a 2-1 lead here at Devon Park.
Hey everyone, I'm Amanda Loren from the women's national team. My journey as a female athlete started when I was 5 years old, just a crazy kid with a lot of energy. My parents put me in softball to hopefully channel some of that energy positively, and I just absolutely fell in love with competing and being around friends and learning, and I'm just so thankful that they put me in softball because the love has grown from there. Some barriers that I faced from being a female athlete is feeling like I'm one of the ones at the top of my game, but not feeling like we can really build a living off of that. So having to juggle some different jobs to keep training and trying to stay at the best of my sport.
Shane Boland's solo home run has the Chiefs in front in this winner's bracket. Semifinal for the first time. It's 2-1. Still lots of fast pitch softball remaining in this game. We're in the 5th. In the other winner's bracket semifinal, it is Jack Besgrove and the Bear Creek Gremlins in front of the Northeast Drillers in a battle of teams ranked 2 and 3 in the ISC World Rankings. The Gremlins in front 4-0 in that game. The winner's bracket final slated for this ballpark tonight at 7. Pinch hitter is Brennan Ducharme, the brother of Braden, and believe this is his first at-bat of the USA Softball Men's Major National Championship. So a little bit of a different look as Ducharme hitting in place of the catcher Cameron Watts. Another newcomer to JDT is warming up. That is Yoni Suriel, who pitched at the recently completed World Cup. Change up is up that time to the other Ducharme, Brennan. Diaz comes right back to it. Back-to-back changeups. And he has now struck out 8 in the game and 4 consecutively.
To bat, number 27, Torres.
Dominican national team member and an ad at least for this tournament, Torres. Grounded out and walked versus Marco Diaz in this game. Three hits apiece. A pair of home runs, one for each team, but it's the Shane Boland home run in the bottom of the 4th that has Hill United in front by a score of 2-1. And the rise gets away from Diaz. Diaz grabs the Gorilla Gold rag. This is sky high. And Boland diving but can't get to it. The sun, a factor there. You could see it absolutely. And now, further evidence. It was just absolutely beaming off the glasses. And Boland diving and couldn't get to it. So an extra opportunity for Torres, who does have home run power. He hit 2 of them in Prince Albert at the World Cup. One away here in the top of the 5th. And you know you have a great game when almost every single pitch seems like it matters or could matter to the difference of the game. So change of softballs. Marco's going to get 2 to decide on. The newer one, I think, is going back in the umpire's pocket. Can be also a little disconcerting for a pitcher, your ability to regroup. And the great thing about Marco being around him this year, it doesn't appear, at least on the outside, like a lot phases him. And he absolutely paints the outside corner. Pretty pitch from one of the best in the world, Marco Diaz, to get Torres after Torres was given a little extra life on the missed pop-up that dropped foul.
Number 20,
Jordan Pomeroy has struck out and reached on a fielder's choice. Off the end of the bat goes the ball, the changeup. And it may not be the case. I did miss one Chiefs event this year with my regular duties and my real job as a scout with the Calgary Flames of the National Hockey League and a longtime broadcaster with the Flames as well. But this is definitely the most change-ups I have witnessed Marco Diaz throw in any game that I have watched him pitch in 2025. Been a big part of the arsenal today. Has 3 or 4 strikeouts on that pitch. That is not the change. That's at 84. And what Bruno Matroni thought was on the outside corner for a strike. Home plate umpire Torres had a different idea. Marco's just 23. Already an ISC world champion. Pomeroy able to foul it off as his at-bat continues, the 25-year-old. Now 4 for 8 on the year in 3 games against Hill United. Made one of the greatest catches in center field that this sport has ever seen. Talking about Pomeroy. Last summer in a tournament in Mitchell when he went head over heels over the center field fence. And I think more than 2 million people have watched that catch on social media. It was amazing. Right now he's trying to deliver a hit off Marco Diaz and gets caught looking. Our first 1-2-3 inning of the afternoon. And Marco Diaz up to 10 strikeouts in a 2-1 Hill United advantage. Devin McCullough gives way to a newcomer to JDT for this weekend's USA Softball Men's Major National Championship. He is Yoni Suriel from the Dominican Republic. He's born in the year 2001. Has pitched 3 2/3 innings so far here in Oklahoma City, given up 1 run on 2 hits, struck out 9 and walked 1. 3 of those innings came in a win over the Acros or the Villa Acros Misfits in their opening game triumph on Thursday evening, where he struck out 8 and walked one, gave up just the one run. Did throw 2/3 of an inning in the win against the Bear Creek Express. And this is my first ever look at Suriel. He really turns it over. Interesting delivery. Pitched 10 innings for the Dominican Republic at the World Cup, and things did not go great. Gave up 15 runs on 15 hits in those 10 innings. And facing the designated player for Hill United, Tony Gonzalez, to start the bottom of the fifth. Runs have been tough to come by, despite the hitting acumen of both these groups. The Chiefs, the number 1 rated team in the ISC. And Gonzalez goes up the middle off Suriel to start the bottom of the fifth.
Up to bat, number 28, Bruno Montroni.
And the Chiefs would love to add some insurance. You know that. So Tony Gonzalez, who had a marvelous tournament in Kitchener in the win at the Hallman Memorial back at the end of June when he went 8 for 13. Had a hit in every game, 3 multi-hits. Has his first hit of this USA Softball Men's Major National Championship. And Bruno Matroni, the batter, the catcher. He's 0 for 2 in the game. He's grounded out twice to Dallas Kipfer at second. Not sure if Jeff Ellsworth would ask him to potentially bunt in this situation. A pinch runner. And a newcomer to the Chiefs. He's just 19 years of age. Recommended by the gentleman who put him in a position to pinch run. Alejandro Gonzalez. He's just 19, from Mexico. And Suriel has a change of pace. Saw it that time, but missed with it. So the Chiefs looking to add to the lead. The wind continues to blow what looks, at least when I take a gander at the flags, mostly to straightaway center, but in looking at some of the trees in behind, really appears to be swirling as well. And we've seen that at times in this game. Couple of balls that left the park were wind aided. Couple other well-hit balls looked like maybe the wind pulled them back into play. And a 2-1 lead for the Chiefs, looking to move on in the winner's bracket. And Matroni with a swing and a miss on the rise from Yoni Suriel. And it is a warm one on this July day in Oklahoma City. Gonzalez, his first steal attempt, as the Chief is thrown out. So a swinging strike, throw out, double play for JDT as Cameron Watts throws an absolute strike to get the youngster Gonzalez. And Suriel has his first strikeout in relief of Devin McCullough. I'll get the final line on Devin in just a second. There's Lenny Viavazzo, who has delivered a single and walked. Steps into the batter's box. For Devin McCullough, 4 innings, gave up 2 runs on 3 hits. He struck out 4 and he walked 4. And gives way in the 5th to Suriel, who again rolls it over the top. Certainly the best description I can give you. And misses with it. So a leadoff single off the bat of Tony Gonzalez is a moot point now. And with that type of motion from Suriel, the ball will certainly move away with curve action to a right-handed batter. It's a tough delivery to follow. Comes in this time around, and Lenny's able to fight it off. So in his first weekend back, following a hand or wrist injury on a play against the Northeast Drillers on June the 14th in Mitchell, Ontario, Villavazzo has looked healthy at home plate. But Suriel has his number on this occasion. Back to break strikeouts for Yoni Suriel of the Dominican Republic, and ends any hope that the Hill United Chiefs would add to their advantage. They lead it 2-1 as we go to the top of the 6th in this winner's bracket semifinal of the USA Softball Men's Major National Championship on Softball Premier TV. Two of the top 5 teams in the ISC World Rankings playing in this winner's bracket. Semifinal, number 1 against number 5. And the number 1, the Hill United Chiefs, hoping to defend their ISC men's world title. Would love nothing more to add the USA Softball national title this weekend to their accolades. They were 3rd at this event a year ago in Michigan. And Diaz pumps home a pitch outside to the dangerous Scott Patterson, who has supplied the 1 run for JDT First Energy. It came in the 1st on a solo home run to right field. Similar looking location and a different result that time. A ball and 2 strikes to Scott Patterson, who is from the western part of Australia. And 2 for 2 on the day. He also singled his last time up. A 2-2 count to Scott Patterson. Villavazzo. And there's 1 away. So Diaz wins the battle this time against the terrific JDT First Energy center fielder. And an important first out to begin the top of the 6th. 31-year-old Cullen Walsh grounded out to second and grounded out to his longtime buddy Shane Boland at short. Both Newfoundlanders played together on so many different Newfoundland teams at national championships, and with Team Canada, the national men's team, including being teammates just a week ago at the World Cup in Prince Albert, Saskatchewan, Canada, where Venezuela surprised the world, winning their first ever crown. Behind the pitching, in part of Miker Pimental. Who unfortunately will not participate at the ISC Men's World Tournament. Very tough for players right now from certain countries to make their way into the United States. That's just a reality, and I will leave it right there. This is about sports today, not politics. And Colin Walsh will draw a one-out walk. Or at least thought he had. Nope, just ball three. So 3-2. Jumped the gun, and so did I, based on his reaction. So a payoff pitch on its way to Walsh. And he fouls it away. Marco is throwing hard on this hot Saturday afternoon as he wipes his brow. Does he bring the changeup out here? Nope. Strikes out Walsh and continues his best work of the afternoon. He's up to 11 strikeouts in the game. It marks the 6th time in 2025 as a member of the Hill United Chiefs that he has 10 or more strikeouts in a game. Jonathan Lynch, a swing and a miss. Marco's biggest number this year in the strikeout department is 16 against New Zealand in Kitchener. Jonathan Lynch can run, and he turns that into a 2-out double, which is awfully important because it puts him in scoring position. So a good piece of hitting by the U.S. national team member, Jonathan Lynch. And Nick White, who gets to it as quickly as anybody,
Number 19, Justin
got it back in, but not in time to get Lynch. So JDT with a tying run in scoring position. And Diaz in another tough spot. Struck out 11 in the game, given up only the 4 hits. Has struck out Leskowski, a very good hitter, twice. And finds the outside corner. Huge moment in this winner's bracket semifinal, and won't be the last. And that got away. I thought it made some contact somewhere, and it did. It was not the bat. It just sailed in, and a wild pitch. Diaz turned it over a little bit that time himself. At 82, he's been as high today as 87. Here comes the noise from both sides. On the ground, Hunter in plenty of time. Marco Diaz battles out of it. And it remains 2-1 Hill United in this terrific tussle on a Saturday afternoon from hot Oklahoma City. Hill United Chiefs leading JDT First Energy 2-1. As Blake Hunter swings and misses on Yoni Suriel's first pitch in this inning. In his second inning of relief, the starter, Devin McCullough, went 4 and gave up 2 runs. It looks like the winner of this game will play the Bear Creek, formerly New York Gremlins, last year's USA Softball Major Men's National Champions, in the winner's bracket final tonight in this ballpark at 7. They're in front of the Northeast Drillers now by a score of 6-0. So appear to be on their way. And Suriel's hurt. We're certainly in some difficulty as JDT's athletic therapist will come out. You always wonder on a day like this with the high heat what that can do. But it appears to be his right shoulder or arm that's bothering him. And this requires translation. So out of the Hill United Chiefs dugout comes Luciano Biondi. Please don't call me when I'm trying to call a game. And Biondi interpreting for the athletic therapist. The Chiefs in particular are quite a mix of English and Spanish-speaking players. And yet to watch them being around the team a lot this year, and what a pleasure it has been. A career-type highlight for me. Just such a professional organization, and the way the group treats one another is something that I have not been a part of for quite some time. But in this case, look like they're dealing with shoulder. And Suriel will have a couple of pitches to see if he continue. Riley Mannion is warming. and I don't even know what the right word is today. Anybody who spends any time outside in the sun is warming. And looks like Yoni Suriel is going to be able to continue.
Up to bat, number 3, Blake Hunter.
Blake Hunter has walked twice in the game. And now he has to reset. That drop ball had some giddy up on it. So Suriel looked none the worse for wear on that pitch to Blake Hunter. And that one curves away not only from home plate, but Cameron Watts behind home plate. Believe the count is full and get the confirmation. Just did from our home plate umpire. So a payoff pitch on the way to Blake Hunter. And Suriel, who has been strong in relief, he has 3 consecutive strikeouts. Was helped out on a strikeout, throw him out. Double play in the 5th. Alan Pecker takes a drop ball out of the zone. Allen's 0 for 2. Had a great chance to open things up in the 3rd. Unable to deliver. The Argentine national team member. And a big component of this Hill United Chiefs team. It is really interesting to watch the delivery of Suriel. It's not overhand, but it almost looks like it, the way he ends up coming over the top. Not as much on that pitch. Certainly when he's trying to throw the ball away with curve action to a right-handed batter. It's more predominant then. Up, top of the strike zone on Alan Pecker. 2-2, bottom of the 6th. It's been a dandy. A 2-1 Hill United Chiefs advantage. Shane Boland with the go-ahead home run, a solo homer in the bottom of the 4th. It's the difference in the game as Allen walks against Suriel. First walk that the Dominican pitcher has surrendered in the contest. Still trying to shake out that neck, shoulder area. As he was attended to about 2 or 3 minutes ago. Nick White. Nick struck out twice facing JDT's starting pitcher, Devin McCullough. See if he can get a ball in the ground somewhere. He did, but foul as Pecker was on the fly and would have stolen it easily. Two of the fastest players in the sport. One's at first, and the other is at home plate in Nick White. And Suriel, given the outside portion of the plate, or maybe a little extra, and he has his 4th strikeout. But it's been very consistent. And that's all you can ask for from any umpire. Pipolo Lopez, he's 0 for 2 in the game. There goes Pecker. And he's called on a leadoff. So jumped too early. And it ends the inning. We are through 6. Hill United 3 outs away from a winner's bracket final date, likely with their arch rival. But there is still lots of work to be done on this hot Saturday at the USA Softball Men's Major National Championship. Here at Devon Park on this hot Saturday, Marco Diaz giving up just the 1 run, tries to close it out with one of his finer efforts of the 2025 season for the Chiefs. The JDT First Energy has been a handful. Braden Ducharme. Nick White only had to take a couple of steps as the JDT and USA national team member made solid contact on the pitch from Diaz. He hits this on a line. Goes with it, and Nick White positioned perfectly, and there's one away in the 7th for Dallas Kipfer. He has struck out twice against Marco Diaz, who has 11 of those in the game. Given up the 4 hits, including a solo home run all the way back in the 1st, and this is going to find some green. Dallas Kipfer is the tying run at first base. This game is everything you would want, really, to this point in a showdown of 2 of the best teams. And they'll run for Kipfer. He gets a fist bump from Jamie Simpson. And they'll send Chase Campbell in the game to run double zeros.
Courtesy runner at first base.
It has not been easy all day long for either side.
Up at bat,
That's what
29,
makes
Cameron Watts.
for high-level men's fast-pitch softball when it's at its best. As catcher Cameron Watts, he was pinch hit for back in the 5th inning, is the batter. 1 on, 1 out in the 7th, with a berth in this evening's winner's bracket final on the line. And a strike on the outside portion. It's a tension-filled time right now. Ball and 2 strikes to Cameron Watts. The 31-year-old from Canterbury, New Zealand. And had a good turn on that swing as he fouled it back. Comes rolling back down the screen. They have it all here at Devon Park. This is a spectacular place for softball. Whether you're a player, a broadcaster, a fan, it does not matter. The 1-2. And Watts again able to stave off elimination in this at-bat. He was 0 for 3 at the Men's World Cup for New Zealand. He's 0 for 4 at this tournament. But he's not going down in this key spot without a good fight. Cameron Watts. And the top of the order is due up in Torres next. Back to Diaz, to second for one, and Shane Boland turns it over to end the game. A 1-6-3 double play, and the Chiefs will move on to the winners bracket final. Tonight slated for 7 with a incredibly hard-fought 2-1 triumph. Stars of the show, obviously Marco Diaz, who gives up just the one run, a solo homer all the way back in the first to Scott Patterson. Struck out 11. Shane Boland, the star offensively, scored twice, 2 hits, including the game-winning home run. So very likely to be the continuation of a great rivalry. At last check, the Bear Creek Gremlins were in front of the Northeast Drillers in the other winners bracket semifinal. 6-0. The Chiefs moving on the right side of the bracket here at the USA Softball Major Men's National Championship. My name is Peter Lubardius. Thank you so kindly for tuning in on the best place to watch softball. Softball Premier TV. Jim Flanagan will be around the corner with our next key matchup here on this time. So long for now, everybody.
I look up to 3 women, actually. Kat Osterman, Amy Dill Bradford, and Megan Denny White.
One person I looked up to is Jocelyn Allo.
It would be Jordy Bogg.
Someone I look up to in softball is Aaliyah Andrews. I really look up to Erin Koffel.
Lisa Fernandez.
A woman in sports I look up to is Sis Bates.
I think Odyssey Alexander is a big one because of her demeanor, just the way she carries herself on the mound.
Because of the way she plays her game.
When I was 6 years old and decided to start pitching, she's who I look up to and still look up to till this day.
I've been a fan of hers since I was really young. I just really like how she plays the game.
I know she probably had a lot of people that doubted her. There's a lot of people that have doubted me, and she pushed through and succeeded. Just very determined to do amazing in what she does.
She's really paved the way for young girls in Hawaii to have that dream to be here, and that's really helped me and pushed me. Because she shows the value of how the outfield is just as important as infield. It inspires me to be energetic and have passion about the game.
It gives me motivation that if I put my mind to do something that I can do it.
Because I strive to be a leader like her.
I love how much range she has, her energy, and the way she's allowed others to play with that kind of energy.